Hello everybody. It is Crystal from Bagoday Crochet. I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe, as I always do. So if you're new to my channel, I encourage you to subscribe if you like, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to receive all notifications. That way you get all my videos that I put on, whether it be yarn content, crochet tutorials, or other special things that I do. And don't give this video a like and a share if you can. So today I'm going to do a yarn review for you. Now, I showed it to you in an unboxing, and I said that I thought that I love the way that it feels. And I thought that it was really going to turn out to be one of my favorite Caron cakes. Now, this is a Caron cloud cake that they came out with this year. But then, after that video was over, I got to looking at it, and I thought I would do a more, just by itself review, just to make sure, because, sometimes after you work with a yarn, it turns out not to be what you like. So, I have done a little bit of stuff with it. So, if maybe this is your first time seeing this. Now, these are the Caron cloud cakes. Now, Caron cakes are only available at Michael's, either in store or online. They are exclusive to Michael's. Unless they start to become discontinued, you can sometimes find them on Yarnspirations, or you can find people that are selling them through Amazon, eBay, or Etsy, but usually those are inflated prices because they're discontinued colors, or something like that. They got them on sale and they're reselling them. But anyways, these are, you won't be able to find them. Really, you're not supposed to be able to find them any place but Michael's. So these are the cloud cakes. These were new this year, and took me quite some time to get my hands on them, but I finally did. And they have plenty of beautiful colors. And to tell you the truth, they have solids and stripes. And by the looks of the pictures, I couldn't tell if the solids matched the stripes, but I did get a set that did. Look at those. And it seemed to me, by looking at the picture, each stripe had two solids that matched it, or close to it. Pretty close to it. Yeah, that gray's in there. Pretty close, so close you wouldn't be able to tell. And yes, this is definitely in there. So yes, they do have the solids that match the stripes. Now, I only got the gray and solids together because, like I said, they're hard to I don't know, get your hands on sometimes. Anyways, so I got my hands on a few. So we'll go ahead and read about them. So these are classified as a medium weight number 4, which is an Aran weight yarn. And they are 100% polyester. Now, they say they are machine washable and dryable. Now, in my personal opinion, I would probably not do that. But that's just, you don't have to listen to me. That's just me. I worked with it, and it seems to be a delicate yarn. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. So my recommendation would be to hand wash and lay flat, but I do that with everything that I crochet anyway, so that just might be me saying that. Okay, 100% polyester, 8.5 ounces, 240 grams, 760 yards, or 695 meters. 760 yards of yarn per cake. That's a lot of cake. That is a lot of cake. These are more than okay, and these are made in China. Okay, so it feels like super soft, clean, buttery, fill-in yarn. I mean, this stuff is soft. I mean, it is really, really soft. Okay, the color I have in my hand is called Kelp. So you can see the self-striping pattern. It's very beautiful. So I worked up a couple things on my knitting machine. I didn't have a drill, so I had a hand crank it. So it took me a while, and my hand hurts now. And then I worked up a little sample crochet. so we could see, you know, what it looked like, and then I'll tell you my thoughts about it. Now, these run $9.99 on a regular price, but it is not at all hard, like at michaels.com. They always have a coupon code to get 20% off of it. And it's not uncommon for them to be $7.99. And even at $9.99 with almost 800 yards, that is an excellent price. But $7.99 is even better. I would pay $9.99 all day, but I would pay $7.99 100 times a day. That's a joke. It's a joke. Maybe. Okay, let me show you what I worked up on my knitting machine so you can get the gist of what the yarn looks like and what the colors, how the stripes play out. Now, remember, this is done on a knitting machine. It is so pretty. It's so soft. I did add a couple palms. I love to put palms at the end of my scarves. So this is a double layer scarf. So you can see the stripes there. They're pretty consistent in width there. I mean, it's so drapey. It's so soft. It's such a beautiful, beautiful yarn. Now, when you look at it up close, you can see it has a little bit of texture to it. And that's not just a knitting machine. It's a roving style yarn. So it does go from thick to thin, but it has a bit of a texture in the yarn. Like some of it's a little bit bumpy and whatnot like that. But it's very, can you see that? The texture in that yarn? It's very beautiful. Very, very. This color that I'm using showing you right now is called Sand Bar. Of course, I'm going to use the brown because brown's my favorite color. So I made this very, very beautiful scarf with it on my knitting machine. And it is so soft. It's so drapey. And I love it a lot. It is very, very soft and very beautiful. Yes, my palms are just perfect for it, I think. But, oh, it's so soft. Okay, and I also made a hat to match. I got a hat and a scarf. And I have to say, this is a double layer scarf. So, I mean, if you crocheted or knitted, it wouldn't be double layer. So, if you took this and doubled the size of it, this is a very long scarf also. It's probably about, I don't know. It has to be like 8 feet. Anyways, it's double layer. And it's probably 6-7 inches thick, maybe. So, you can, you know, probably get 2 scarves this size out of it. And a hat. I made a hat. So, here's the hat I made. Which is, I made it on my knitting machine. It is reversible. So you got the two, I made it so where it would fold up actually, like that. Let me try it on real quick and I'll show you. I'm not going to let you see my hair. So here's the hat I made. I made it longer because I wanted it to fold up. Oh, it's so soft. It feels so good. Oh my, it feels great. It's wonderful. So this is a double layer hat also. So again, all this was made with one cake. And remember, the hat is double layered and the scarf is double layered. So you could probably get, if you crocheted or knitted, you could get 2 hats and 2 8-foot scarves out of it if you wanted to. That's a lot of yardage. It's probably even... It's longer than 8 feet because it's taller than my ceiling. It might be about a 9-foot scarf. It is so pretty. And I like it a lot. And this hat I made is also, you can roll down the rim and it could be a slouchy if you wanted it to be. I never really look good in slouchies if you ask me. But I did make a reversible double layered slouchy or fold up rim and about a 9-foot scarf with the pretty palms. Okay, so you've already established, probably, by the way I'm acting that, I really, really love this yarn. I think it worked up beautifully on my knitting machine. The whole entire cake had one tiny knot in it at one of the seams of the dark color. None of the other seams had it. Now that's just mine. It was one tiny knot and it just went right through the knitting machine and it wasn't visible at all. None of the yarn broke on me, but it is a little delicate. So I would say, that's why I highly would recommend, I would never, ever put this hat and scarf set in a washing machine. it will ruin it. So that would be my suggestions on that. I really do, though, I have to say it again, I love the texture of the little bumpies in it. It's beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to keep this hat and scarf set. Maybe I'll put it in my Etsy shop. I never sold anything before, but I really like it. I hot glue my palms on. I always hot glue my palms onto my hats, into my scarves, because they never come off. And when you hand wash with that, all you do is, once you get done hand washing, you use a blow dryer and your palms floof back up. Anyways, actually I might keep it. I never saw any. I'll probably keep it. Anyways, I think it's pretty cool. Actually, this washi doesn't look too dang bad, does it? I could have cut the striping and made more striping in it, but I didn't. I guess I should have. But okay, I'm going to turn my camera around and I'm going to show you a little bit of crochet with it. How about we do that next? Okay. Okay, so here is what I crocheted with it. So I did some bobbles and some singles and some doubles. So any textured stitch you do, such as a bobble, popcorn cable, it's going to be very noticeable. So any stitch won't be wasted on this because it's very noticeable. I had no trouble crocheting with it. I'm using the recommended hook size of a 5.5 millimeter. It crochets very easy. I mean, it just slides through your hook like this. I really like it a lot. I think it's beautiful, and it has such a drape on it. Like, it's just like drapey. My scarf is just draping off of me. Even my hat feels a little drapey there. I think that's what makes the slouchy on it actually look okay. Well, I don't really look good in slouchies, but this one don't look too bad. I think it's the drape that this yarn has, making it look pretty good. Not on me, but just in general as a slouchy hat, So you can see it crochets fine. Now, how well does it come apart? Now that, my friend, is a question. Since it is a roving style yarn, sometimes that can get hung up on itself. But if I had to take a guess, I'm going to say that it's going to come out pretty good because of how well it crocheted. No trouble whatsoever crocheting. Not one trouble making a bobble. Not one trouble did it hang up. Not one time did it hang up. Didn't slip off my hook. It's just crocheted like a dream. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of knew it would. I kind of figured it would come out like a dream also. Look at that. Even the bobbles. Now that is some very nice yarn. I highly would recommend this yarn. Only though, but I have to say, it's not going to be for everyone, especially if you don't like a roving style yarns. As I mentioned, it is a delicate yarn. It does break rather easily. Now, I had nothing broke on me while I was crocheting with it or using it on my knitting machine. Both went very well. I just noticed that it was just a delicate yarn. So I'll take all that into account, that I worked up this beautiful 9-foot scarf, double layer 9-foot scarf with a remarkable drape on it, beautiful striping pattern that it has, a beautiful texture that it creates, like that. The double layer beanie that I made all out of one cake. I actually even have this much left. If I wanted to, I could probably crochet a single layer regular beanie with what I have left if I wanted to. I don't though. So this, let's go ahead and evaluate it now. So, all the good points that I said, it's very, very drapey. It's very soft. It feels so unlike, it feels like polyester, but it's a very soft polyester. I don't know, I can't explain it. It's very beautiful. I like the little bumpies in it from the knitting machine, or the texture it makes from it being a roving style, going from a little bit thick to thin. I love the drape on it. I mentioned all this stuff before. All in all, it's a very, very beautiful yarn. Like I said, I'm not really a slouchy person, but this having this drape on it makes this a pretty alright looking slouchy. Like I mentioned, not on me, but someone else it would be beautiful on. I love this yarn. It's a very nice Caron cake, and they did a very, very good job on it. Now, I usually rate yarns when I review them on a scale of 1 to 10 on how well I like them. No yarn has ever gotten a 10 from me, but I'm going to give this a strong, strong 9. The only con that I would see in this, I really can't see any, is other than it's delicate. And I don't mean that, like I said, it doesn't break when you use it. I can just tell that it's a delicate yarn, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Delicate yarns make beautiful draping projects. This would make such a soft blanket. Even if you use like a smaller hook, it would make your stitches tighter. And then, you know, it would be so soft of a blanket. What can you make with this yarn? Well, definitely a hat and scarf set, 2 of them out of a cake. You can make a beautiful, cardigan would be beautiful, blankets would be beautiful, any wearable would be beautiful, mittens, you know, tops, anything of the sorts like that, cowls. I probably wouldn't recommend it for things like bags or anything in the kitchen, because it's not durable enough for, it's durable enough to be worn, but it's not durable enough for a bag that you would put a bunch of weighted stuff in. I just don't think it would work well for a bag. But don't get me wrong, you can do that if you want. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to give you my opinions. But I wouldn't use it for kitchen items, definitely, or rugs or anything like that. No towels, but I think it's a beautiful yarn for wearables. Honestly, I love this yarn, and I'm giving it a very, very strong 9. But these are only my honest opinions. I am not affiliated with Yarnspirations. I am not affiliated with any company. I do not have affiliated links. I do not care if you buy this yarn at all. I'm only telling you what I think about it. I'm in love. I'm in love with all the Caron's cakes that came out this year, and it's hard to pick a favorite. But if I had to, this one would be at the top of the list, as well as their lava cake, which I have tutorials on already. It's beautiful yarn also. So Yarnspirations did an excellent job on their new Caron cakes this year. I can't complain about any of them. They're all beautiful in their own way. So yes, and I always say, if you have the means, buy one cake. Don't just take my word for it. Buy one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Give it a try. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you've already tried this, let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you like it. I'm always interested in hearing everybody else's opinion, but to me, it is a home run for Yarnspirations on every single new Caron cake that they put out this year. I loved every single one of them. So thank you everybody for watching. You wouldn't be disappointed with this yarn, especially if you love roving yarn. Soft roving yarn that doesn't even get hung up on itself when you make a mistake. Roving yarn is known for that. This doesn't. Thanks everybody for watching. All right, I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys.